Just a little video update here on how it's going with my engine. I'm pretty convinced that it's the distributor and not getting a constant spark through to the plugs. And I had a little problem with the one-way bearings too. And after I went up pin size up. It's actually 2 or 3 thou bigger than what is actually supposed to be used for that bearing, and it's a do-all drill blank. They're hardened drill blanks, and the one that's in there right now seems to be holding up for that. So I think it's just those cheap bearings that I bought are not quite for spec. But anyway, I have some more coming, and I did want to move the starting from the front to the back, and that's what I'm working on right now. I'll give you a shot of what I've got so far. Right here is what I've got. I'm going to put either a pin or a bearing in there, because I'm thinking that I'll put the bearing in my starter mechanism and put a hardened pin in here. That way I can just use one bearing to start this engine and start whatever engine I'm. But anyway, I don't have it bolted on. I don't drop it on the floor. But what I did was the screw and the bolt to bolt that onto the shaft, the crank shaft, is counterbored, and the screw and washer go in underneath here. So basically I take and mount this on the crankshaft and then go ahead and put this hub on. The hub has a little bit of a flange on the backside, a raised area that fits down into that counterbore and centers everything. The screws would have done that anyway, but it's just a double assurance that it's running true to the crank. But anyway, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to make a little test fixture for testing the distributor. And what I'm thinking is happening is, I don't know if my little electrode on the rotor is in the wrong position. It fires when I turn it over slow in the right spot. So I'm wondering if it has something to do with magnets in the dwell and everything, and it's actually not firing. That's why I'm going to make what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and put 8 electrodes in some plexiglass, and then that I can hook the spark plugs to, or spark plug wires to, and then I'll crank it over with the wires connected, and the spark should just go in a continuous circle around, unless I put them in firing order. I'm just going to go right around the distributor. That way I can keep tracking to see if it's firing on all of them. But anyway, it'll just consist of a piece of plexiglass, some standoff non-conductive material to a metal plate above it, and well, that's what I'm kind of envisioning anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on that probably tomorrow night. I'll probably video that, and but I'm not giving up. I'm just stepping back and taking a deep breath, and the riser, I did make a riser. I think I mentioned that before, so that the air cleaner actually fits up over top of the. So I'm going to make that for both of them, and I'm anxious to see what the other one will do. I almost want to just take the spark plug wires off of this one and throw them on the other one, on the other distributor and on the other engine, and see what that does. But one at a time, I guess. I'm going to continue on this one until I get it. The last night when I tried it, it fired again twice on, and I thought it was going to start on, and the two that keep firing are 4 and 6 over here. So, and nothing over here. So I thought, well, maybe it's the gas mixture. I opened the fuel screw up, and Then I had mist coming out of all of them, so I know that the screws work, and so I turned it back in and just barely cracked it open. But I am pretty convinced, though, that it's spark ignition that is causing it. The unit that I bought, I purchased. I'm not saying it's it, but I'm just saying that I'm going to test it to see. And if this test doesn't work, then it's either my distributor or it's that unit. But when I have that unit out and I have the distributor in hand and I check, it seems like it fires every time. So I don't know. I even went so far as check to make sure I had all my magnets in the correct way, that I didn't have some north and some south. I checked that. No, they're all in the right, correct position. So it got me baffled. But like I say, I'll continue on until next time. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.